I'm gonna show how I make my YouTube thumbnails like this, and then also ones that I've done for my live. If you look at all these thumbnails, what do you notice in common with all of these? In almost every single thumbnail, it shows me, and for the ones where it's not me, it shows the bird. But first thing I do is I don't have my own server, so I just always record on my friend Rasplin's. We're going to be making a horror thumbnail today. Something I use all the time is the Citizens mod. NPC create, and then you put the name of the person you want to create. So it's LilKae, there's my username, boom. There are a bunch of different things you can do. You can do NPC equip to make yourself hold different things, put different armor and stuff, sneak, bunch of different things that you can do, arm swing and stuff like this. I'll do a green screen, or because my friend Will is green and he's in this thumbnail that I'm making, I have a blue screen. Something that a lot of YouTubers will do to get those shots is they'll use something called replay mod. Their FOV down really small, and they'll either go like this and take a couple screenshots, or they'll use replay mod. Now I personally like doing this in replay mod. I'm gonna take you guys through like how I did this essentially. So /NPC create Will _ there he is /NPC panimate sneak. What I would do is then I would make sure I'm recording with replay mod, and I would either put an NPC of myself right here and go into F1 and go like this, and then take a screenshot like this and then edit it out. Or I would make sure I'm recording in replay, which is what I'm doing right now. I want to look really scared in this thumbnail. So something that I like doing is I like making little variants of it for thumbnails just to try to help like convey like more emotion and stuff. Like this is scared. This I use for evil. Here's sad. I'm gonna use this because I want to look really scared. Make sure I'm recording in replay. And I kind of want to pose like this. I want to be like right in the middle. I'm trying to make us look like we're really scared. So can disconnect, and then we'll go and look and open up the file. So always lower your FOV to 30 if you're using replay mod, because it just makes the quality better. If I were to take a picture up here, the quality would be a bit weird, but if you lower it and then come like this, it just looks a lot more high quality. That's a bit of like a tip of the trade. So I'll just take a screenshot here. Make sure you have render name tags off. And then something I also like doing, if you want a certain mood, I like using shaders on occasion. I use Photopea to make all of my thumbnails. Essentially what it is it's a free online version of Photoshop. What I do is I always do new projects, YouTube thumbnail. The default for this is 720 by 1280. A lot of people like doing 1920 by 1082. That's okay as well. I'm just gonna do this because it's a stream thumbnail, so I'm not worried about the quality too much. Go into your Minecraft folder where your screenshots are, and then just drag any ones that you're thinking about potentially using into here on the side there. I have some in-game screenshots that I'm going to try to use for the background. I feel like this will be a really cool one. A bit of a shout out to Rasplin. He has a thumbnail tutorial that's almost just like this. Rasplin was the one who showed me how to make thumbnails, so we make our thumbnails very similarly. So it's also like another really good video to like check out. Something that I do that I don't always see, I follow the rule of thirds almost religiously. It's a photography and filmmaking thing. It's just all about what makes something psychologically pleasing to the eye. So I have a overlay of the rule of thirds that I always put on top of my thumbnails, and then I always put the opacity down to 30. Or even, you know, we'll do 20 because it's like dark here, and then lock it. If you go to image adjustments, here's how you make all your color adjustments and everything. Something a lot of YouTubers do is up the brightness and contrast. I want this one to be a bit brighter, but I also want it to contrast a bit more. So I'm gonna do this. There's this tool here called the magic wand. Essentially what it does is it allows you to delete selected areas. So see this area here, boom, you can delete it. Image adjustments, brightness, contrast. I'm gonna really brighten that up. You don't want to do it too much so it whitens out. I also want to make it a bit more vibrant and up the saturation, like get a bit more red. There's a couple different ways to do this. I'm just gonna do like a red. Just gonna color red all over top, and then do a bit of a overlay. So increase the vibrance and the saturation a bit, just so you can see a bit more of the different tones on it at a distance. You can do edit, transform, flip horizontal, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the magic wand tool again to green screen us out, rasterize, okay, delete. I'm gonna move me onto another layer. So Will and I are on separate layers now, and I'm gonna bring me like really, really close to him. It looks pretty good, so merge that down. I want to make this brighter, even still. Image adjustments, brightness, contrast. Brightness, contrast. Okay. Image adjustments, hue, saturation. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I always check back with the rule of thirds just to make sure positioning is right. Something that a lot of YouTubers do is something called a stroke. If you do layer style, there's a bunch of different things you can do. So this is how you do a stroke. I'll just change it to white so you can see it easy. So that's how you isolate something. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. A lot of creators will do like a stroke like this on stuff. Layer style. Outer glow is another one that's quite cool that I use sometimes. Yeah, actually that looks cool because it matches with the sky a bit there. And something a lot of YouTubers do is use text. People will vary from what text they like using for their thumbnails and stuff. My personal favorite is one called Geometos. You can open it up and then put in whatever font you'd like to load. Up here is where you can change the color for the font. I'm gonna do white on this thumbnail so it really stands out. Final finishing touch that I like doing is filter, sharpen, and then sharpen to really like bring it all together. There you go. That is how I make all of my thumbnails.